morning. That's my face. My title is Learning Experience Design Manager, and I am also a Canva education creator. There's a fun story about that. But today we're going to talk about making it click and turning your passive content into interactive experiences using Canva AI. I am working in education, so most of my references are going to be educational, but this applies to any use you might have for making things interactive. I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. So I have been working in higher ed for the past, I'm losing track. I want to say 14 years, but I started in animation. My degree was in media art and animation. My first job was in pre-production, designing characters and lands and just taking a script and then drawing all the things that existed in the script. And that was a really fun job. Doing that really cultivated a passion for storytelling. And I realized I could do storytelling anywhere, in any field. And I pivoted from entertainment into Christian nonprofit and then Christian nonprofit higher ed. So there is a straight line to where I landed. But I found a home in Christian higher ed, and I have loved working for Los Angeles Pacific University. It's been such a blessing, and they've given me so many opportunities to practice storytelling in different formats. Some of my favorites have been podcasting. We did 3 seasons of a professional development podcast, and then I got to help with our live streaming. We did about a year and a half of live streaming where we were focusing on instructional design and then pivoted into using AI when AI dropped. And using those formats has been really exciting for me in a lot of different ways. But because of that live stream and talking about AI for design, that was how I ended up connecting with Canva. I had been talking about Canva a lot for free and decided it would be cool if I could say that I'm a creator, like I'm part of the Canva community. So I reached out to them and, asked, is there an opportunity where I could partner with you in some real way? And they said, yeah, let's make you an education creator. And I said, okay. So I've been making education templates for them, and you can find them in the library whenever you go searching for things that I may have made. And I'm still building my portfolio. And my goal is to get to like 3,000 templates in the library, but that's a couple years away. So in using AI for education, I have fallen in love with the tool that they launched last year, which was their Anthropic powered AI tool that's embedded into Canva now, where you can go and basically vibe whatever you want to make. So prior to being able to vibe code, we were rapidly iterating. Rapidly iterating is basically where you build something and test it and then tweak it and then re-release it. And you're basically going off the feedback of your user to release multiple versions of the thing you're trying to make. And while it was faster than building out the whole thing and launching it, it was still pretty slow compared to what we can do now. So using Canva AI, you can rapidly iterate via vibe coding now, where the simple explanation is where you're just using natural language with the AI to describe the thing you want, and you don't really have to use any precious language or any knowledge of coding to get the result that you want. So if you don't mind, I just want to kind of jump in and show you what it can do. So I'm going to switch over here. If you do have your phone and you want to play along, you can open the Canva app or on your laptop. I welcome you to give it a go yourself, but I can do some live demo too, and you can feed me ideas on what to give it. This is what the homepage looks like on your computer. On your phone, it's a little different, but not too much. The Canva AI tool is over here on the left. You just click on that, and you'll see their code interface. On your phone, I'll pull it up real quick so you can see it. You have to go to on the bottom right, there's like the triple dot menu, and you'll see Canva AI there, and it gives you a version of this, the mobile version. So for some people, just jumping right in might be intimidating. Um, but like I said on that poll, what the human quality I don't want replaced by AI is the creativity, right? So it is really nice as a tool where it gives you ideas on where to start. Um, one of the things I decided to do today was make you a handout. And so I decided, well, maybe Canva AI can help me with that. And so I can show you real quick. I gave it one prompt and I said, can you create a one-page handout for me? And I want it to say these things. And that's all I did. It gave me 4 options to choose from. And I actually really liked the look of the first one. So I clicked on that and it gave me this. And it's not perfect, but it was pretty darn close. So I tweaked it a little bit for you to make sure it was exactly the way I wanted. And in about 10 minutes, I had this design. 10 minutes. And there's a printout for you in your little stack of papers there if you want to keep it. But 10 minutes. And all I did was one prompt. I just told it what it needed to say and it did it. So I found that pretty impressive. When they launched this a year ago, it couldn't quite do that. So this is just 1 year of Canva investing in this tool with the help of Anthropic and making sure that it's getting better and better and better. In fact, next week I'm going to Canva Create in LA and they're teasing so many things right now. I'm like so excited to see what they're dropping this year. But if you're interested, you can follow their keynote next week. I don't know what they're going to say yet. So anyways, the topic for today is actually interactivity, right? So I wanted you to see that in the Canva code, there, back up a little bit. It starts off here and it gives you the options for design, image, doc, code, or video clip. So those are its current categories for creation. The code is the one that I think is the most exciting because it really is endless possibilities. For today, I just wanted to show you the 3 suggestions that it gives you. Grocery list builder. Everybody needs one of those, right? Interactive certificate. Biology quiz. That one caught my attention because it's educational. So I gave it a click just to see what it would do. It generated this prompt and then I just hit send and it created a biology quest. And it's built with difficulty levels, easy, medium, or hard. I don't remember a lot about what I learned in biology, so we'll go with easy. What is the outer covering of a cell called? Shout it out. All right. You are wrong. Cell membrane. It gives you some feedback and then takes you to the next question. What is the basic unit of all living things? Let's see if you're right. It's cell. Apparently, I'm not the only one who doesn't remember their biology. What do plants need to make their own food? I'm getting lots of different answers. Okay, let's try sunlight. Yay, we got one right. Oh, which of these is a mammal? Please be dog. Okay, thank you. Animals without backbones are called, pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. And then we have some results. Isn't that fun? We are junior biologists. Congratulations. 3 out of 5 correct. One prompt, and we got that. Is that pretty cool? That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you have it open on your phone, go ahead and start playing. This literally applies to anything you can imagine. So for funsies, who wants to give me something to code on the fly? And we'll see what it does with it. Anybody have a use case they're thinking of right now? If not, I'll just wing it. Updated logo. Oh, so for that, I'm going to go to design. Updated logo for what kind of business? For, I need 2 hands. I can never type right in a live setting. All right, let's see what it makes. I also love how it shows you its thought process there at the bottom. It does all the same things I'd be doing, just faster, right? While it's doing that, I will say the things that I've been able to create for our students have been game changing because it's so easy to come up with an idea and write out the basics of what you want it to do, but to have it just create something on the fly and then I can iterate from there with natural language is just crazy to me. I'm still not used to it. All right, so it mocked up a few things. Whoop, don't change the tab. I don't know how to go back. Hold on. Forward, maybe. There we go. Okay. Do we like any of these? We'll try this one. It's not bad. Definitely usable, but maybe I want to tweak it. I can take it into a Canva project now and I can play with it. Change the colors, whatever I want to do. Oh, the color changer isn't working right. Oh, there it goes. Okay. You can change the text. That's all editable. And that's straight from a Canva AI output. Any other questions that you have about this that we can dive into real quick? Let me see what my time is at. Sorry. Website layout. Yeah. Let's see what it does for that. I think we would use code for that. Do you have a specific website you want to prototype? Wedding photographer. Not even a good sentence, but we'll see what it does with that. I'll say as it's doing that, the coolest part about this tool is the versioning. So it's going to come up with whatever it comes up with, and that's version 1. Then I can just say, oh, that's really cool. Let's change this one thing, or maybe 2 things. And then it'll spin up version 2. And I get to keep all those versions in the conversation. And it remembers everything it's already done for you, and it just builds upon it. But if I decide, you know what, I actually liked version 2 better, and we're on version 6, I can just click on version 2 and go back to that. So you don't ever lose the history. When they first launched this a year ago, it actually did not retain the conversation once you were done. So if you put it into a project after that, it was done. That was what you had. And if you wanted to start over, you had to start from scratch. But they fixed that. Now I can launch something and test it with users and then go back to the same conversation and continue on with my user feedback, which is really nice. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of complaints about that last year, and we're like, ooh, the top priority. Wow, it's really going for it. Look at that. It's telling you how many lines of code is being written. Yep. It's going to give me the HTML code. Yeah. In fact, I'll go back to my other chat so you can see. Let me go to one that I've made before. One I was playing with for this was I was trying to make an escape room activity, but in order to make it look the way I wanted to, I was going to have to create all my own graphics and then use a server to host them, and it could call from my server. I didn't have time for that today, but if you look, it will show you the code. So that's everything that it wrote for me, and you can copy it from here. You can publish it from here and then share the web URL, or you can put it into a design so you can edit it yourself. So those are some of the options that it gives you. Let's see. Oh, it's done. There's some weird lines there, but it's probably just an image in the background. So it's given me the layout, and it was like not even a whole sentence that I gave it. Pretty impressive. All right, that's 15 minutes. Let me ask you if you have any questions that I can answer. We'll let you play from here on out with your phones or devices. Okay, I see a question. Correct. I imagine so. Like I said, this has been available for right at a year now, and it has already iterated several times since they launched it. So the cool thing about Canva is they listen to user feedback and you can reach them through any platform. I see them on LinkedIn all the time responding to users who are just publicly posting their complaints. So they're listening and they're developing and they're iterating, which is probably my favorite thing about them is how open they are about their iteration process. Yeah. Did you have a question too? Okay. I totally understand what you're saying. I don't want it to replace creativity. I see it as a partner. So for me, one of my favorite things in my creative field is collaboration. I just see this as another person at the table, right? Person is a weird word to use for AI, but you get what I'm saying. They're a collaborator at the table. I still love bouncing ideas off of other humans, but having this at the table has expedited things to a scalability that I had never thought was a possibility. So while I think one of my superpowers is creativity and the ability to innovate and brainstorm, even I can feel the difference in my own personal output by having a tool like this in my back pocket. Yes? Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, whatever platform you wanted to use. As long as it has a place to punch in some HTML code, you can pop it in there. Yeah. So like the interactive learning experiences that I've been building in this, we do that. We embed the code directly into the LMS, or I'll publish it in Canva so that I can track the usage because it has built-in um, metrics, analytics. That's a better word, analytics. Yeah, from Canva. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, in fact, we hosted a live or virtual event last year, and I did all the web stuff published through Canva. Now we're using Wix, but for a first time trying it, we just did it all through Canva. It was awesome. It will have the Canva name in the URL that it produces, but I think there is a way to map that. I just didn't bother because it didn't bother me to have Canva in the URL. That's a good question. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's a good question. You're probably right. Mm, yeah, I imagine correct. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely if you couldn't hear that, he was talking about trademarking a logo that Canva generated. I definitely would never try to trademark something that was purely generated by AI for that exact reason is like it could generate the same thing for someone else or at least something very similar. So you're always going to want to take something that you want to trademark and really customize it, make it your own. I would use this as more of a brainstorming step before going. If you're not going to trademark it, then irrelevant. But yes, if it's something you are going to want to own the IP on, using purely generated AI content is not the way to go. All right, Andrew, do I have time for more? Or is that good? I saw one more hand. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. If you're not generating any income from someone else's IP, I don't see a problem with that. Yeah. I will say though, if you have specific images that you want to use, you'd have to do the workaround that I mentioned before, where you host those images somewhere that it can call, because it doesn't do well with you just providing URLs at this point. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that was exciting for you. I'll be around to answer more questions later if you want.